Leading a small group can feel like a daunting task. Sometimes churches break down leadership roles into more manageable pieces to share the responsibilities and to make leading a group appear less daunting. However, whether you're a table host for Bible study, a facilitator for group discussion, or host for a virtual or physical space, or focused on students, I'd like to empower and encourage you as a group leader in the church. I can hear the protest now. Leadership is not what I signed up for. Author Heather Zempel says that in leading a group, there is the potential to wear so many different hats: pastor, resident theologian, counselor, caregiver, coach, prayer warrior, teacher, best friend, all with a touch of Martha Stewart hospitality. But let me be clear as I continue to echo this author. Though your job is not to be all of these things to the people of your group, you are still a leader. So what does that mean? What do you do? How do you intersect in the lives of others? What really is your role? Through a series of video resources, our goal is to help equip you to answer those very questions and get behind the why behind groups. The ultimate answer to why we participate in groups lies in the call that Jesus placed on our lives: to be present in the lives of others and to encourage each other towards deeper, Christ-centered relationships that go out and change the world. We are not called to walk this world alone, and we see in Jesus' life how community plays a significant role in the people we become, bringing the kingdom of God to the here and now. Now, before you're overwhelmed with the thought that this is still too big to tackle, remember this equation: ordinary plus ordinary plus ordinary over the course of time equals extraordinary. That is what happens in a small group. The church started in homes and small groups of people who follow Jesus, and it continues to this day with you. To boil down your role as a leader, part of this equation, part of the ordinary of life, begins by simply being present. This isn't about numbers or being everything to everyone. Being present and focused on the few in your life, the few in your group, and exhibiting care leads to the growth of your community. Jesus exemplified this with the 12 disciples, and Paul in his development of small churches that had no buildings or mass gatherings. So to that end, I'd like to leave you with 3 practical ways that you can begin your leadership in the practice of being present. The first is to regularly prepare your own heart and mind. As a yoga teacher, I've held the idea that I can only teach as well as my own personal practice is being practiced. Or, as one of our pastors often says, leading should come from the overflow of your own heart. So take time to pray for yourself and to pray over your group before you meet. Take a litmus test of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, so that when it's time for your group to meet, you can show up ready to engage with clarity. The second is to be consistent. Provide clear reminders to your group members of when and how you'll be meeting. Set an example of arriving on time and respect the group by ending on time. Clear expectations help build trust and a good foundation for growth. By consistently creating a space where people are known by name and can share what's happening in their lives, allows others to use their gifts to step into and to fulfill that laundry list of roles: the coach, the prayer warrior, the counselor, and so on. And last, remember that random acts of kindness can go a long way. Have you ever received a card in the mail or a just because text message that makes you feel all warm inside? Small reminders that you are not alone help people to feel seen, known, and invested in a group. I cannot emphasize how these small gestures can make the biggest difference in people's lives. Perhaps make a point to do one such thing for a person in your group once a week and encourage the group to check in on each other as well. So, though being called a leader can sound like a daunting task, remember that big impact can come from very simple, very ordinary ways of being. As you engage your group from a place of clarity, consistently opening up space for others, and intentionally, randomly encouraging others, know that you are leading people towards God, community, and wholeness, with Jesus guiding you every step of the way.